Solve for x in each triangle below. So we're going to have to drudge up some memories here, and we're going to also need to use a calculator on this one. So first of all, we got to remember SohCahToa. SohCahToa, because this is going to help us tell whether we're going to use sine or cosine on these. And when we're dealing with this, we're basically just going to be plugging in numbers, because right now, if we have sine of the angle 26 here, that's equal to the, oh man, I messed that up. This is actually going to be cosine, because what I notice here is that the two sides are the adjacent side to this angle and the hypotenuse. So I'm going to use cosine because of I got the adjacent side and the hypotenuse here. So adjacent side is x, hypotenuse is 18. I'm solving for x, so I'm really going to multiply by 18 on both sides to cancel that out. So if I were to do this without a calculator, I would just have 18 times cosine of 26. Once I have a calculator, I plug cosine of 26 in, multiply it by 18, and I end up getting about 16.18. Now, next one here for B. So I'm going to look at this here. I have, looks like the hypotenuse and again the adjacent. So for B, I'm also going to use cosine of 70 equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So in this one, I'm going to switch these two places. So I end up getting x equals 8 over cosine of 70. If you don't know how I did that, it's just kind of multiplying by x on both sides to get rid of this one, and dividing by cosine of 70 on both sides to get rid of that and leave x by itself. Again, one of these things, if you don't know how to do that, I can talk to you in class. So in this case here, you're going to plug all that into a calculator. You do 8 divided by cosine of 70, which ends up getting you about 23.39. Moving on to C, we got this one here, my angle. I don't even have an angle, so I'm not going to use SohCahToa. When I have three sides of a right triangle, what I'm going to use? Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And the c squared is the hypotenuse here, which is 22. So in this case, I got 10 squared plus x squared equals 22 squared. Do some math, and that becomes x squared plus 100 equals 484. Subtract 100 from both sides. X squared equals 384. I take the square root of both sides. Again, use a calculator because it's not nice and pretty. Unless the book says that you're not supposed to use a calculator, then I'm welcoming you to use a calculator. I usually simplify a lot of square roots, but I'm good with this being just 19.6. Okay, last one here. I got an angle. I have the opposite side, and I have the hypotenuse, meaning I'm going to use the sine of 41 equals the opposite over the hypotenuse. Multiply 12 by both sides. So I get 12 sine 41 equals x. I plug that into a calculator, and I get about 7.87.